Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Daryl's Tropical Office. Today I'm going to do two things. First I have a unboxing. Yep, I bought another Pinguicula off of eBay. And the second thing is I'm going to pot this up. This is actually a gift that I'm going to give to my sister. She came over the other day and she was kind of checking out my collection. She's like, oh, those pings look a little interesting there. And she's like, oh, I'd like to maybe have one. So I've picked this up for her and then I'm going to pot it up and then later hopefully I'll deliver it to her. So let's get started. So of course, first things first, let me just open the sucker up. And today is New Year's, so Happy New Year's to everybody out there. 2020 is officially over. I'm sure, like the most of us, 2020 was a very difficult year. However, I think for some of us, right, we took that opportunity to kind of get into a little hobby of plants, which I have done. Okay. Great packaging. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna guess it's in a kind of like a condiment cup. Let me see. Ah, there we go. I was right. It's a condiment cup. So it is a Pinguicula Moranensis. Moranensis? Caudata. Oh, geez. That's one thing I'll probably need to improve on in 2021 is plant name pronunciations. Man, they are just difficult. Okay, I'm just going to kind of keep this off to the side. Let me just kind of show you the label. Moranensis. Caudata, sure, something like that. It's another Pinguicula. All right. Let's see, the paper towel in here is not as moist. I think it kind of maybe flipped upside down just from the transportation, but it does look really nice. Here we go. Check out this. It's a medium-sized Pinguicula that I bought. Compared to like my others that I have on my my shelf over there, it's a fairly decent size, so I'm actually pretty happy with it. All right, check that out. The leaves are on the pinker side. I bet you I could probably do some decent propagation with this plant. And let me just kind of flip it upside down so you can see. Like, this is really bare roots. This is the first one that I received. The roots were really bare. It's really nice. I kind of like it this way because then when I plant it in my substrate, then it just kind of will just fit in just nicely. And just remember, Pinguiculas have very shallow roots. It's like a little, it feels like a little ball, like a little cup right there. So what I'm gonna do is that I like to propagate these guys. So let me see about taking, I will take, there's one. Let's see, probably at least take 2 leaves. 2 pullings. Kind of have to wiggle it out. Oh, I see another one. Okay, I'm gonna take 3 pullings. Sorry, I guess this is what brothers do to sisters. All right, so I'm gonna try 3. So I'm gonna have 3 pullings and then I'm gonna propagate them. What I do is I typically propagate them in just a plastic container. I'll put some like a wet paper towel in there and then let it propagate. Okay. I will move this to the side. Oh, I think first is something I got to keep organized. I got to remind myself what to do this. Got to write this down. It's always a good habit to keep the names of your pings on the stick so you know, just because there's so many different varieties of them. And then I'll write the name down and I'll just kind of mark it like the month, right? So January 2021, just so we know when we got it. Okay, leave that right there. Okay. So now the next step for me is I'm going to pot this up. I have a ramekin where I hold the water, a nice pot right here. And then already I have onto the side, I have sphagnum moss and my Pinguicula mix that I have right here. So just like the other videos, what I'd like to do is I'll take the sphagnum moss, I'll just put it at the bottom. I guess the reason for doing this is really to kind of really help keep the moisture in, and it's a really good substrate to do that, right? It doesn't decompose. It will probably last, you know, like a few years. And so I think that's probably why a lot of carnivorous plant owners use this. It may not always be the case, right? I've definitely seen different people use different substrates. Right, because it sometimes comes down to preference. All right, so that's that piece right there, and then, right. So as you see, got that all filled up. I'm gonna get some of the substrate I have. And let's get into packing. Remember, I'll leave a little lip of the substrate, just so that nothing falls out of the pot. So when I pot up this ping, like I did notice that underneath, it's like a little cup, right? And then you definitely want the roots to be, you know, touching the substrate to kind of go into it. But then at the same time, you don't want like the leaves to be, how should I say, kind of like stay flat on the substrate. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I think what you can do, kind of making like a little mound here in the middle. So I'm not sure if you can kind of tell. I have a little mound in there. So then I can kind of put the ping leaves where it's down, and maybe as it kind of grows, it'll be there. The only problem I kind of see is that the roots of the ping, right? How is it going to settle in there? So maybe I'll just kind of push it in a little bit. Maybe that's just good enough. Have it like laying on top. Maybe I'll just make a little hole also on the top. Because I want to say, like, over time, you know, the bottom leaves, right? Each of the pings, the bottom leaves will disintegrate, right? They'll decompose over time as new leaves come in. So that's what I'm really hoping that this will do. It should be fine. I think what you can also do is kind of pull the leaves a little bit, just so it's like on top of like the roots. But that's it. So it's nice and potted up. Look, it looks pretty nice and center on there. Gotta be careful, you can't tip it over because, you know, it's kind of just laying on top. And then, right, got my little extra water here. Just kind of dump it out. And then just take some water, and then this is water that I have from my zero filter. I take because Pinguiculas like distilled, or you know, water with no kind of like fertilizers, no minerals, really just kind of straight up water. All right, so there you have it. I am actually done packing this up for my sister. I will just kind of deliver it to her. And that'll be kind of like our first ping. So all nice and ready to go. All right, and then before I end this video, this is a little ad hoc right now. I'll show you what I do to propagate these ping leaves. So what I'll do with my my propagation station is really just a clear plastic container. These are usually like to-go containers when I go out to like Panera for like one of their salads. Just try to reuse as much as possible, what you can. And that's all I really do is put the towel inside the container. I'll just let it soak up with some water. And then I will lay the ping down. All right, you definitely want the white part to be kind of like touching, touching the paper towel. And then that's the way I do it. That's it. You just kind of like lay them down. Just make sure that they're touching the towel. And that's it. I'll cover it up, keep some moisture in there. However, you do want to open this up every once in a while, because I do, in my previous propagations, there will be mold that kind of grows in the container when there's no like airflow. So just keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, label it up, so you know which Pinguicula that you are propagating, because sometimes I'll have like several of them going at once. And that's it. All right. So thanks for watching my unboxing, my potting, and my quick propagation that I've been doing for like my pings. And with that, have a happy New Year's. I hope to continue to show you more videos about how I take care of my plants here in my office. And soon I will do like a little plant tour, so you can see how many plants I have here in my office, how big it is, how small it is, and kind of like my work area, my setup. So until next time, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, helps me out. I'm just still new to this and just growing my channel. All right, take care. Bye.